Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are doing a replay of, or a replay cast of a Division C match in Season 19 here of NGS. I'm Omster, and we're going to be looking at the games played by Deny, Defend, Dehaka, and Cats on my keyboard. So this is a best of 3, and because it's a replay cast, we won't have draft phase in as per usual, so we will go over it at the beginning of the game before we launch into introducing the teams. As always, if you have any input, if you have anything you want to say, you want to share, you want to tell me I'm doing right or wrong, feel free. I'm actually going to do a quick double check that I have the teams on the correct sides. On the home team, according to the website, was Deny Defend Dehaka, but because I am a crazy person, and by crazy person I mean paranoid, I'm just going to make sure I have the right teams on the right sides by checking team composition. So give me one moment as I check that on the website. Hope you're all having yourself a great day. We do have bans on Battlefield of Eternity and Towers of Doom from Denied Defend Dehaka. And we do have Alterac Pass and Braxis Holdout as our bans for Cats on my keyboard. So as I quickly look at this, yes, we have the teams on the right sides. Perfect. So without further ado, DDD versus Comp, Classic Mirror of DivD Grand Finals. Yeah, let's do this. So let's give you guys opportunity to see in game, and we'll go over what we see from these. Why is that not showing up? Now, ain't that a good question? Are you guys, can you see this on the stream? So I'm going to have to wait 40 seconds because I just don't take delay off. But in OBS, it is not showing me Heroes of the Storm. I'd like to know why that is. I did make a few adjustments. Thank you, Arrow, for that. They're correct. I made a few adjustments with some help from another person. And just looking for it to... Let me show Here's the Storm. Oh, it does show it there. It just isn't showing it on OBS. Okay. Well, whatever. OBS is super glitchy when I have Heroes of the Storm open, so I apologize for delays there. So on the blue side, we're going to see a draft of Garrosh, Tychus, Vala, Imperius, Brightwing. So we have global pressure from the Brightwing, able to kind of soak a lane and teleport in if necessary. Tychus, Vala, Imperius give a lot of auto attack pressure. Imperius can do % health damage to the Murden and Blaze if spec'd into. Vala, of course, when she hits the 16 Manticore power spike, does a ton of damage. And Tychus, just by, you know, the virtue of his trait, can do a ton of damage. This is a team looking to fight, looking to melt, and with a lot of control. Garrosh throws Imperius Celestial Charge. Volat 10 with her Reign of Vengeance. This is a team, and Polymorph from Brightwing, of course. This is a team that's looking to control someone and blow them up. It's just that fast. And seeing that there's 3 kind of big health pools on the far side, it makes sense that they've drafted a blow-up comp. Yeah, Era, you're absolutely right. Sometimes that they do require time to catch up, but it was showing all of my, like it was showing the NGS and the banner at the top. It just wasn't showing HOTS, which made me think it was being dumb. But anyway, on the far side, we have actually Diva, Blaze, Muradin, Anduin, Sylvanas. So we've got a triple frontline comp, double bruiser. This could be indicating an attempt for a 1v1, or it could just be Koala has a really clever 4-man Diva I haven't seen before, but I know Raka usually plays her Blaze in the offlane. So this is a comp that wants to CC, wants to delay, and we've got a lot of protection here. Of course, Diva can pop out of her mech and back in. Muradin can third wind or even second wind if he goes something else at one. Anduin with pulls, Blaze with bunkers. So we've got a blow up comp on one side and kind of a defend comp with the Sylvanas ability to shut things down and as a hyper carry. So there's some really interesting. Basically, these two comps are at odds with each other. One wants to blow up, one wants to protect. So we'll see who can play it better, who wore it better. So without further ado, let's get this game started. On the blue side, representing Deny, Defend, Dehaka, we've got Arrow on Garrosh, Arthanel on Tychus, Warwolf on Vala, Cawthon playing Imperius, and Whole Foods bringing Brightwing. And in the red, representing Cats on my keyboard, we got Koala on Diva, Muradin played by PJ Red, Anduin being played by the Line Bus, Raka on Blaze, and IT Cowboy playing the Sylvanas. And again, it does look like we're starting 1-3-1 on the red side, and 1-2-2 actually on our blue side. Quarterback build, ordinary, unrivaled strength. We've got auto attack Vala, so again, the pressure will be not to lose those Gambit stacks. We do have the percent health damage, burn the impure, so yes, very much a burn comp here. And if he takes the auto attack spread at 7, which I'm forgetting at the moment, this could really do some work. Cat's last pick for Diva Blaze, our last selection was Imperius. Imperius a great pick into those, especially for the offlane. So in the bottom we're seeing a 3v4 here. It is, at the moment at least, Diva in the 4-man momentarily, but Vala does get to clear the midway, but is getting no stacks on her auto attack quest at the moment. Imperius into Blaze really. Oh my goodness. They dove too hard for Arrow. Gosh, that armor is insane. He does not go down. But they kill Sylvanas and break Koala out of her Diva mech. And she doesn't even have enough charge to get back in it right away. So she has to play very safe, and they're just going to rotate out. An excellent start here for Deny Defend Dehaka. We see the full metal, so the increased health and increased fusion cannon sustain. As Sylvanas goes for the camp here, and Tychus, Brightwing look like they're going to go for their bruisers. We have Dwarf block, so looking to block auto attacks, just a very, very smart build. That Raka's trying to kill Cawthon, that is so close as well. Lots of sustain, defense, although I will say, block stacks, as far as I know, do not care about Tychus' percent damage. So, it stops the damage from Warwolf and Imperius, or it slows it with those block stacks. It does not stop the Tychus. Both times had an ORS for this match. Yeah. From what I understand, Cawthon and Raka are the off-roster subs here. We've got Power Word Shield. I've heard some healers say they don't like this very much. When I play Anduin, I prefer Even-Handed Blessing, but it really is up to the individual, I think. Line Bus and IT Cowboy are taking here. Oh, but Garrosh throws Koala in. She has no opportunities, and she is blown up. So I don't know if she went in attempting for the push and got flipped, or if Arrow just had a really good moment there. It's hard to cover you guys' early talents when you're just busy killing each other. We see Master Assassin, so likely Odin build for our Tychus here. Adrenaline Stimpak as per normal, and we see the Might of the Banshee, so the Q build for our Sylvanas this game. The camp is a little slower coming out from Cats on my keyboard, so gate value is being had by Deny Defend Dehaka. Actually, I couldn't get value. I see. Yeah, Sylvanas cheese is pretty ordinary. If you see your opponents draft a Sylvanas, you kind of have to be ready for a quick rotate, and especially on a big map like this, they can get some value. But they got very little. So Arrow is just keeping an eye on Koala here, who does finally have full charge. So whatever he does, unless there's a big gank from his team, it's unlikely he can kill her. In the mid lane, now there's going to be the opposite clearing of their camp as the rotation towards the tribute is coming out now. Raka's still dealing with the giants in the top, so it is at worst a 4v4, but Linebus will be able to take this. Oh no! So close there, but Warwolf does get the W off in time, the scatter shot. Murden is chasing. Now, Whole Foods, is he going to get stunned? No, but IT Cowboy ready to jump on that Vala immediately. Takes so much damage. The pull by Linebus is just a moment too late. Arrow now just slapping Koala. Nobody really wants to flip Diva because she does that. Exactly. A good throw away by Arrow there, as Garrosh does have a good match into Diva for that reason. Whole Foods now going for the cap. Arrow is at about a third of his health. PJ Red just looking for a possibility of a delay, and Diva delay is decent too with the stun on the 4. Whole Foods still going for the cap here, but PJ Red also, like, they do have a very good delay comp here, but lots of damage coming out. Now Koala does not have the ability to blow her mech. She does attempt to speed out, but she has no abilities for escape at this point in the game. 147 health gone to the Tychus Grenade. Now there is the Shadow Dagger from Sylvanas spreading damage across the whole team. Whole Foods does drop a cleanse, and Coughlin right on to the Sylvanas here. She's taking a lot of damage, but so does Arrow from PJ Red and Linebus. So at this point, they're just looking to keep them away. And that first tribute, after all that, does go to deny, defend Dehaka. It's good to have the chat commentary here to give me a better understanding. It's always more exciting to watch in person. And it seems like we've got some stuff going on here. PJ Red has to jump out with that Dwarf Toss. We do have the Piercing Light from Anduin, which is useful even when you don't complete it. So, we're kind of seeing a 1-1-3 from teams now, although there is a bit of a rotate here from Anduin and Muradin. Looking to see if they can catch Vala unaware, if they can kill her, if they can get some of those Gambit stacks down. That will make life a lot easier as the game goes. Vala with attack speed is a frightening thing. Now, Arrow is in place here. Very hard to kill. Gets thrown over the wall, but jumps right back. Garrosh, I'm not afraid of you. I am a dwarf. You are an orc. We are lifelong enemies. You know, we hate to bring race into this, but WoW lore is that dwarves and orcs do not love each other, and I'm pretty sure that's true across most fantasy story building, is that orcs and dwarves are not best buds. So the throw out there by Arrow. The line bus does try to capture this, but Coffin comes in on the flank, although now Raka is returning that flank. The stun is on to Coffin. Line bus is healing, and the red team is split. So at the moment, Whole Foods is capping, but Raka lights the oil on fire. PJ Red jumps right in, gets polymorphed immediately, does get pulled out. A great pull there by Linebus. A 2-person stun by Raka, but here comes the auto attacks from the Vala. PJ Red getting very, very low. He just wants to get out and let that second wind start healing. IT Cowboy and Koala just looking to stun, but because they're split, Limehouse goes down, and now Raka's taking a lot of damage. Koala looking at least to delay for the time being. But this is getting more and more dangerous as they have someone down. Now, there is the E from Sylvanas to delay at least once, but Raka has had to full back. And IT Cowboy not willing to give his life to prevent this capture. The Siege Giants have been getting a lot of value bottom. There is a lot of uncollected experience down here, as the tribute was the priority. Werewolf doing flippy things. 10s come in for both sides, fairly similar time. We've got Decimate on Garrosh, which I've heard has now become more of a priority. That the taunt just isn't prioritized as much as the Decimate. The slow, and then at level 20, the damage reduction is incredibly powerful on the Orc Chieftain. For the Horde! We've got Odin, Reign of Vengeance, Angelic Armaments, so not the Abduction ult, but the Shield ult for Imperius, and Blink Heal. We've got Bunny Hop, Avatar, Light Bomb, Bunker, and Mind Control, not the Wailing Arrow. So they are looking to catch someone and blow them up to prevent this dive comp from happening. I would have suspected Wailing Arrow, but we see here that they kind of want to do Light Bomb, possibly Light Bomb into Mind Control Wombo, just to force someone to die. If I had to guess at who they want dead, it would either be Imperius or Brightwing. Both of those are a little squishier and more likely to be at the front. Now, blue team is not in position. They're taking their boss. They're not in position to collect this tribute. They will give it over to Cats on My Keyboard, who now look like they're going to rotate to their own boss. But they're starting it late, and this could be very dangerous. Right now, there's nobody with damage on it. Deny Defender Haka is rotating, and this could be a boss pit throw. This is so dangerous. But Deny Defender Haka, they stopped clear in the mid lane. This might give Cats on My Keyboard enough time. Sylvanas not able to step out of that circle. The boss is still only at a third of its health. There's the mind control down on Garrosh, but he doesn't go down. The stun comes out on Raka. There's a big light bomb coming in. It only stuns 2, though. Sylvanas gets killed, and that's most of the damage, but ooh, the mech explosion from D.Va does kill Garrosh here. Arthanel is still keeping the boss enraged. Here comes the bunny hop. It kills Imperius. It kills Brightwing, but Warwolf is getting all kinds of value. Arthanel very low now. Raka is trying to kill Arthanel. Warwolf kills Raka. No, not quite. Qual goes down. They do capture the boss here. So it could have been a boss throw. That attempt to juggle the boss aggro and their opponents does lead to a loss of a fight for Denied Defend Dehaka. And, I don't know if the boss just aggroed onto Arthanel, but I think it would have been wiser, perhaps, for Arthanel to maybe come up, like move down through this area here and not have to juggle that boss aggro, because that's what cost them that fight. The next tribute is coming in. Linebus is going to try and delay it from Whole Foods and Arrow. PJ Red is here as well to make sure that he doesn't get killed. They're thinking of chasing. PJ Red does use the slam. Here comes the light bomb out. It's going to hit 2. Warwolf is taking a lot of... Sorry, Whole Foods taking a lot of damage. Koala does get caught, but jumps into mech. PJ is there. Arrow. It's taking a lot of damage again from the Sylvanas. Down to 100 health and blown up. And it does seem like, as Vala handles the boss top, that this will be the second capture for Cats on My Keyboard, as this game is tied in tributes, tied in buildings, and very close to tied in kills. It's 8-6 right now, with a slight advantage to Denied Defend Dehaka. Both teams are going to take a moment here to take a breath as they lock in their level 13s. Arthanel using that Odin to de-push this lane, although Sylvanas has incredible push. Raka going back to her offlane, while Cawthon goes back to his offlane. If I have a good memory, today is the day Raka is in her surgery, so good wishes to Raka today. Let's all keep her in mind. Not sure she wanted that immortalized in a cast, but here we are. The next tribute will come in, and whoever gets this will be cursed, giving them an opportunity for some very strong pushing. If it is Cats on My Keyboard, them being able to do that while having Sylvanas to insta-gib the waves means they could definitely get 2 forts here. They're going to try and jump on Raka. Not a lot of escapes here. She does have bunker if she needs it. There's a lot of damage. Out comes the light bomb. It stuns 2, and the bunker does come out. Arthanel getting low, but Whole Foods with a good blink heal. Raka still low. The mind control prevents Arthanel from killing Raka, and there's Arrow using the decimate. Cawthon in from the far side. They do blow up what's left of Raka's health bar. There's still a 4v3. IT Cowboy's going to try to cheekily capture this in the back, but Muradin goes down. This is a 2 for nothing, and now IT Cowboy does not have a safe way out. He uses E, but Arrow is waiting, blows him up. They capture this, and with 3 dead, they're likely, in fact, going to return that favor that I was just talking about. They're going to grab the 2 forts that have not gone down yet as Arrow grabs the vision. Or are they considering trying to do some keep damage here? It seems like that's what they're roading to. The 16 comes in, and this is incredibly dangerous for our team from Cats on My Keyboard. A flip now means you're getting flipped into Vala range, and she has Manticore, and she has not died yet, meaning that she is so dangerous. Her damage comes out so fast and chunks so hard. Raka with the jet propulsion here. Koala gets thrown back and knocked up in the air. A lot of damage coming out as Cawthon gets that mid fort. Now, the D.Va mech explosion does come out, pushes away the team momentarily. The mind control is on Garrus. They're going to try and blow him up. A good unstoppable there from Whole Foods. Taking a lot of damage. Arthanel, now there's the flip. Werewolf and Arthanel are forced to back off since Raka was on them. Now here comes the bunny hop. Big stuns. That's all 3 of the backliners, but Koala does get knocked out of her mech. Arrow is low. Cawthon is still taking the top there. Arrow might have to die for his team, and he does. A good use of the control ults there with the bunny hop doing work from Koala as they force back the backline. Now, once again, Werewolf does not die, which is what is most important to Deny Defend Dehaka at this moment. So they get 1 fort. A huge wave is pushing mid, so they got the keep gate here, but we're looking at an invade. Cats on My Keyboard looking to see if they can get more kills. They aren't able to denied this camp, but they're going for the boss, and this isn't something that at the moment can be contested by denied defend Dehaka, but they might try anyway. They do see that D.Va is here. At worst, it's a 4v4. Garrosh is not up for another 12 seconds. But again, the burn from the side of Cats on Keyboard is not huge. If they engage us, one side or the other is about to get wrecked here. PJ Red taking a lot of damage. He's down now. Here comes the light bulb. It stuns two. They're going to jump on Whole Foods. She's taking a lot of damage. Brightwing goes down. The Fruit Fly is dead. Bunker is dropped. Boss is slapping Rocket. They do kill IT Cowboy, but the boss capture is going to go to Cats on my keyboard. The pull comes out on Koala. PJ Red has to leap out now, but he's thrown back in by... No, Rocka's thrown in by Garrosh. My mistake. Father, they're doing a lot of damage out of PJ Red and blown up. Master Assassin stacks finish for Tychus. But Vala getting Sylvanas, the Mech, and the Murden with those Manticore stacks. They are 3/4 of a level ahead. They're going to hit 21st. And they have the camp they captured during that time pushing this mid keep. Imperius is going to go... get top, and this boss will get the bottom keep, but it is also going down very quickly, so it will get no value on keep wall. Oh my goodness, this has been a match very, very, very even thus far. Although, again, except for experience, this 3/4 of an experience lead is going to play into the favor of our blue team. The boss is being pinged, but the boss the tank and offlaner are coming up right now for Cats on my keyboard. Arrow anchoring in a bush. But this is not really a place I think they want to start a fight pre-20. They are going to be aggressive on it. This is, again, an opportunity for a throw, but if they can get the fight just right, this is an opportunity to win it now. So in what is a flip of the other side of the map a minute ago, they capture their bruises. They don't attempt to deny this boss. They are afraid to lose the game on that boss, which surprises me a little because it does still have to go through the fort. I guess they decided to give it up for that reason. They don't contest this either. Our red team is afraid to work into our blue team while they're still on an even talent advantage, and I will say I find that a little surprising. Normally 19 and 19, that's when you want to force the enemy team, but they may not have felt like their positioning that they had was enough for that. Now Arrow and Cawthon are chasing down Koala. She attempts to get to full mech, which will keep her a little safer. You stay down. I really don't like minions. One of them said something mean about my mother. I just like orc voices, they're fun. So the siege camp will be stolen here by Denied Defend a Hawk, although Koala's trying to stop that, and IT Cowboy comes over the wall. This is an interesting choice. IT Cowboy is down, and the mech is thrown out by Arrow, so neither of those find any value. They wouldn't contest the boss, but at 19 to 20, they try to contest their siege camp. Some interesting decision-making by Cats on my keyboard here. I wonder if maybe their lack of contesting the tribute and the boss kind of made them feel like they needed to contest something, but just not a great time. Now here comes the attack on the keep, and again, with 2 dead, there's not much opportunity to contest this, and with the mind control user dead, again, really not. Werewolf looks like, on Vala, she wants to finish this game now. They have 22 seconds with the enemy team not on 20 and down 2 players. They want to end the game now. We see Fireflight quiver, bob and weave. Now here comes the light bomb. It sends a few, but there comes the unstoppable out of Whole Foods, hitting the decimate on PJ Red. Here comes and they've stayed too long. They're taking so much damage. And down goes the game. Game 1 is gonna go to deny defend Dehaka. GG. So my summary screen, for whatever reason, in game the tab menu is slightly off center from where it is in the post game. So this is gonna be slightly off. D.Va can make it to the boss, so it's an easy call. Wasn't trying to get in the bunker this time. I think there were reasons not to, but I also think there are reasons to try and push it there. Since it's 19 to 19, and with you guys taking boss aggro, again, it makes a lot more sense than that fight over the siege camp. That was aggressive and unnecessary. But here we say again, like, red team just not getting anything like the damage numbers we've got, and the longer the game goes, the more this favors the team with the % health damage. Brightwing did get targeted this game with 4 deaths. But Diva, the one able to get the most damage here for our red team, which kind of paints the picture of why, even though the kills weren't that far off, the later the game got, the harder it was for Sylvanas to be in a position where she wasn't going to get very out-traded very quickly. We see that in the 6 deaths. Anytime IT Cowboy tried to come in on that Sylvanas, it wasn't CC that pushed her out, it was the incredible amount of damage from these three heroes. If you're interested in talent builds, no one on the red team was able to choose their 20s in time, but we did have Invisible Friends, Heavenly Host, Fireflight Quiver, Deadly Calm, and Bob and Weave. But game one, Triple Stun into the 75 Armor Curse was so good for comp. Lucky for us, it was just too late. Yeah, there was a really good game one. Master Assassin stack finished as well, so we will go back to the BO3 map view as I open the next replay. So really good game one, really even until some fights that just didn't end up working out uh for team Cats on my keyboard. It just sort of didn't work out for them in some of those later fights. Sorry, I'm one of those people who always answers if someone sends me a message, so sorry. Please be patient with me. Let's pull up replay number 2. Game number 2 is going to be on Dragonshire. So while we get this replay open, we can talk a little bit about Dragonshire. So Dragonshire is a map where we see a lot of 2v2s and 3v3s. It's rare we see a total 5-man team fight on this map unless it's gone to like 20. It just is very unusual. So you're looking to capture the top and bottom shrine in the hopes that you will be able to capture the Dragon Knight in the middle. Globals can be really strong here. Brightwing, a popular healer on this map. Dehaka, a popular offlaner. Falstad sometimes, although I feel like he doesn't see that much play here, but also people who can push a lane or guard a lane. So Chromie or Junkrat being a goalkeeper. Someone like Zagara can do a lot of value. And then, of course, people who can offer vision over the mid triangle on Dragonshire of bushes. So Lenara, Chromie, um, just anyone who can offer it. Hanzo with the Hanzo arrows. The vision arrows can be popular on this map. So being able to control the tri-brush, being strong in the bot lane for pushing, or being able to defend well on the bot lane with a mage. These are all, I would say, main traits of Dragonshire. But let's pop into the game and have a quick look at the drafts that these teams chose. So on the blue side, we see a Blaze, Zeratul, Dehaka, Stukov, Lunara. So it looks like we've got Blaze main tank here, which can be risky. Blaze has some good traits of a tank, but he doesn't have the health pool that some of the beefier tanks do. So he can go down quickly if he isn't followed up properly. But Stukov is a very strong healer. Zeratul is a really cool pick. He works well on this map because there's basically denied vision in all your rotates. The tri-brush denies vision for teams. The area between mid lane and top lane is all blocked off by bushes. So it's very easy for Zeratul to catch people while rotating on this map. But the distances aren't huge, so if he doesn't 100 to 0 them quickly, he can get sort of reverse ganked and killed. So it's all about control. But with the people like Lunara for slows, Stukov with silence, and Dehaka with tongues, this should work well into Zeratul. So this is a comp. Lunara gets stronger as the game goes, and so does Zeratul. So this is a comp that if this game goes to level 16 to 20, it starts to strongly favor Zeratul Lunara comp. With the if the enemy team wants to get the shrines, just because it's so easy for them to kind of pop out of a bush, control vision with Wisp, and then blow the enemy team up. On our red side, we see we've got Li Ming, Vala, Leoric, Diablo, and Uther. So we have a more standard team comp this time. A lot of walls in this map, especially around the shrine, so Diablo can be incredibly powerful here. And having Uther for follow-up with stuns does mean that you have just more time to blow someone up. Leoric is a good answer into Dehaka and is able to double soak, letting your 4-man have a stronger push in the bot lane. And as we saw last game, Vala incredibly powerful. Li Ming really good when people are forced into the tiny areas of the shrine. Shooting an orb into this area will if you even have a sense of where they are, firing it here or here, you're going to hit somebody if you're even this far away, firing orbs in. And it lets you check the bushes easily, too. So really good heroes for this map. I think both comps very interesting. Again, even though Vala hits a power spike at 16, Zeratul turns into an absolute monster that can delete Li Ming in a moment, can delete Vala in a moment. So I think Uther's actually a really good choice, because if he gets deleted, he can still heal, but it is hard to delete an Uther. He can just stun the Zeratul and walk away, and he's a little bit tankier than other healers can be. So those are our teams. Let's get this game going and introduce our players. In the blue, representing Deny Defend Dehaka, we have Arrow playing Blaze, Arthanau on Zeratul, Cawthon on Dehaka, Whole Foods playing Stukov, and Wormwolf playing Lunara. In the red, we have Cat on my keyboard. We have Koala playing Li Ming, IT Cowboy on Vala, Raka playing Leoric, PJ Red on Diablo, and the Lime Bus playing Uther. Dehaka was last picked, you say? That is very interesting. With him being the strongest offlaner, I'm surprised he was last pick. We do have the tank pick at 1 for Blaze, so unstoppable when using his trait. 2-second unstoppable is actually stronger than Garrosh's unstoppable at 4. And reduces cooldown of Pyromania by 6 seconds, and it's a fairly long cooldown, so that is helpful. I think that's about a 10% reduction, because I think it's a 1-minute cooldown for Pyromania. We're seeing Cleave build from... Oh, they're jumping on Lunara. She does have a very small health pool, but for now they're able to protect. Zeratul is clearing bottom, and Dehaka clearing top, so it's just offlane doing offlane things. And Deny Defend Dehaka manages to not give up any power in the mid lane, as Wisp does control vision here. So the Cleave build, not an auto build for Dehaka, it looks like, which makes him more powerful the more people he's fighting, again at 16, and with Might of the Nerazim. Although you can sometimes, because the AoE is strong with this, you sometimes do see the Prism. We see Regenerate Dehaka, which is a strong build. I prefer Race Car, but I can see the value of Regenerate on this map. Low Blow and Wisp are pretty much givens, especially on this map for Lunara. We've got Aether Walker, so a bit of an E build here for Ming. We have multi-shot build, or fire at will for the Vala. Not something we see a lot, but not uncommon, especially if we look at European comps. European Valas actually really like the W build in areas where there'll be lots of brawling. Ossian Renewal, Feast on Fear. So not this is likely to be an apocalypse game and not a Lightning Breath game with Feast on Fear instead of the Spell Shield. Or I believe it's Soul Shield for him. And W build for Uther. I actually really like W build on Uther. I think it helps him stay very sustainy without needing to auto attack. Oh, but the Diablo tries to flip, but the silence comes out perfectly from Whole Foods. An excellent silence, and that brings Uther down immediately. Now, he's still able to heal in the short term, but no one's stopping this capture from Arthanau, and he gets the Dragonite only 2 minutes into this game. Now, it's not as strong this early, but still it is uncontested. And it's a 3v3 in the bot lane because Uther did die. Now, he has just come back to life. And we're going to see the Siege Giants fighting the Siege Giants while the Dragon Knight goes top to give Cawthon support. Now, if he does try to kick Leo, Raka can just press E and will not be affected. And is attempting to kill that Dragon Knight fast with Drain Hope. So PJ Red and Koala looking to possibly at least somewhat protect their Giant here, but it's going to go down quickly. Uther is in the mid lane soaking up. And here we see IT Cowboy get some free W stacks by hitting Cawthon and Arthanau's Dragon Knight Zeratul. That's quite the irony, Zeratul and the Dragon Knight. You go from being someone that people can't see on the minimap, who doesn't want to be noticed, and normally does next to nothing for Siege, getting into Dragon Knight, whose entire job is Siege, is always visible on the minimap, and does want to be noticed. So that's really getting to live the, you know, totally different life experience for Zeratul. I'm sure he's grateful. So here we're going to see, again, offlaners doing offlane things. Again, the mage kind of goalkeeper in the bottom who keeps vision control, very important. Cats on my keyboard is going to step back to take a breath. They don't have 7, so they don't want to get into any, what's the word I'm looking for? Kerfuffles is a word, but I was going to say any Donnybrooks. A very Canadian term. They don't want to get into a Donnybrook, eh? So Arrow will anchor, make sure nobody's watching. They're going to take this neutral bottom camp. Sevens will come online shortly, so Koala is going to have a look and very smartly does not face check, but throws an orb. They're now aware that the enemy team is here. And IT Cowboy, again, just wisely fires a W over the wall, gets some stacks. They're looking to fight in this tight choke point. Arrow gets a stun. Here comes his stubble, and Silence is there. Arthur now takes a lot of damage here. It is a 4v4. IT Cowboy taking a lot of damage. Now here comes the attempted stun. Oh, it's so close. Arrow misses by the assless chaps Vala is wearing. If she had leather on her butt, he would have hit it. With his jet propulsion, I'm not insinuating he would have made love to her. So IT Cowboy takes a fair amount of damage from the Lunara here, but my goodness gracious, was that close. The Bruiser Camp does give value here on the top, taking a tower and most of the gate. It looks like we're going to have another fight, and PJ Red gets caught out on the Diablo here. Does manage to get some healing from the charge. The Silence comes out. He heals more. Arthur now just getting a little bit of damage. Cawthon looking to maybe grab a tongue here. They do grab Diablo. He's taking a lot of damage. He has 74 souls, but he dies and will not be back quickly. And the CC chains of Arrow and Cawthon together on that fight with the stun and then waiting for the right tongue and the silence by Stukov, they're using their CC very intelligently. They might be grouping up here, so Arrow, Uther steps up very well to prevent his team from getting caught in that as well. That's a lot of damage on Arthur now from the Ming and the Vala. They don't have a tank, but Uther can kind of play that role. Arthur now tries to stay safe in the bush, but the big W comes out, and with 30 stacks, there's a lot of extra damage on that multi-shot. The orb comes out, just pushing the enemy team away. Right now, Red does have this, but Dehaka is counter-capturing on the top shrine. Tens will come out for Deny Defend Dehaka, a full level ahead. So we do have the Void Prison, Isolation, Flailing Swipe. We do have the Leaping Strike from Lunara, and Blaze has yet to choose an ultimate. Again, I would suspect Bunker, but if they're very confident in their ability to blow people up quickly, it might be, and nope, there it is, the Bunker. Warwolf takes a lot of damage. Both of the damage dealers for Deny Defend Dehaka have small health pools. And the Void Prison comes out. They're going to try focusing on the Li Ming here. There's the charge. It stuns just the Diablo. IT Cowboy does get out. The silence is coming out again on Diablo. They're not able to kill anyone, but they do push them off the point, which will give them another opportunity to clear this huge mid-wave and grab the Dragon Knight. Vala coming back, having to back. She is riding a shark. How exciting. We have 56 stacks, so almost finished here for the Uther. And 91 souls, so PJ Red is almost as tanky as he's going to get. A good silence right here, preventing the team from helping PJ Red. The Apocalypse does come out. They do catch Stukov in it. He takes a lot of damage. The Bunker comes out. He's not able to get in. Divine Shield does come out on Vala. She's attempting to kill Old Foods. And the last bounce of that arrow does kill. Arthano does come in, trying to provide some backup damage. Werewolf taking a lot of damage as well. Arthano has to back out. PJ Red still has 800 health, even as low as his hit bar is. IT Cowboy does get low. Well, in the top, Cawthon solos Raka. Both these teams just staying on top of these brawls so much it's hard to keep track of everyone who's fighting. We see Tens now come out. We've got Disintegrate from our Li Ming. We've got Strafe as opposed to Rain of Vengeance from the Vala. Entomb, Apocalypse, Divine Shield. I'm a little surprised we're not seeing a Rain of Vengeance to either lock people into Apocalypse or follow up Apocalypse. It does provide better AoE damage into a team that has a small amount of like low health bars, but I think I was taking a lot of damage here, but a good heal by Uther keeps her alive, as that is so close. The Vision Wisp will come out. They see PJ Red is looking for a side gank here. IT Cowboy, again, just stacking those multi-shots. There's the stun on Arrow, but they get the Dragon Knight. The Strafe's coming out, doing a lot of damage to the Vala. Whole Foods does use Flailing Swipe. IT Cowboy following up on Arrow now. It is a 3v4 here in the bot lane. The Bunker does come out to prevent a kill as Arrow was at low health. Arthur now coming down in the Dragon Knight. Once again, Zeratul living his best life in this monstrous vehicle. The silence comes out. PJ Red gets booted to the moon. And he's going to attack the gate. as Dehaka attacks the mid gate. It is a 4-on-4 here. Now, again, with the 2 damage dealers they have, they're able to put a fair amount of free damage onto that Dragon Knight with the Vala and with Koala's Li Ming. There comes the boot that almost kills IT Cowboy, but he still has about 200 hit points left. Nope, 400 hit points left. I thought these bars were the 100 apiece. I mean, correct. Oh, the kick this time does kill, and Arthur now can then E out. Koala will try to get some revenge damage back, but Arthur now with a 50% spell shield. He does so much damage to Koala and drops the Void Prism so that he can drop aggro from the... Oh, the tower aggro isn't going. Here comes a big stun. The silence does kill Li Ming. The Divine Shield has to be dropped on Uther, but it means PJ Red will go down. Whole Foods is tanking the tower shots here. He pops the healing so he doesn't go down, but it means no one on his team has to take damage there. And that was an excellent Prism. That led to some big kills. Now, Coffin and Rocket continue to duel it out in the top lane. It really comes down to who uses W versus E better. If Coffin can get under the Drain Hope and drop it, it's hard for Leo to compete with Dehaka's damage output. But if the E is already on cooldown, I believe Drain Hope's cooldown is shorter. So it's just really about being patient. In that off-lane matchup, I say, as an off-lane man who plays a lot of Leo and a moderate amount of Dehaka. Both teams will take a bruiser camp, but Denied Defend Dehaka is able to take the bottom bruiser camp because they have control of the map right now, and they have a level and a half lead, but they have 2 levels ahead. It is an equal talent tier, and they're looking to jump on the enemy team. Oh, the Jet Propulsion just misses Koala. I think Arrow was expecting a sidestep there, but Koala was so unexpecting it. Linebus taking a lot of damage, and his ult is still down, so he is going to die. The Entomb comes out and does grab Stukov, but with one already dead, Raka has to back out.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The shrines will soon be active.
Yeah, prepare yourselves, heroes. So there is a bruiser camp pushing the top here. Cawthon is going to want to get back and answer that, otherwise the fort will take a lot of damage. The siege is on the bot lane while they have the spell protection from the siege camp. Oh my god, that's so much damage onto Raka. She is going to go down. Arsenal Zeratul has been impressive so far this game. Worth remembering for other Div C opponents. IT Cowboy is stacking this W talent, multi-shot talent really well as well, though. And we have a quick look at the damage here. So Vala is leading this game in damage with those multi-shot stacks. Koala at about 2/3, and then Lunara doing a lot of damage for Denied Defend Dehaka. But it's not who gets the most damage, it's who applies the damage best. I mean, a Junkrat almost always tops a game in damage, but that does not necessarily indicate he's getting the kills. So to all you Storm Leaguers who go, I had the highest damage in game, it's not about whether your damage was the highest, it depends on whether or not you were securing the kill for your team, or setting it up. Or just which team had more health overall. Again, if you're into a triple bruiser, you're going to do tons of damage, but the healer's also going to heal tons, so... You need the context, not just the numbers. So it looks like, again, just like last game, they're going to prioritize the keep gate over the fort as Cawthon continues to put pressure in the mid lane, and Raka desperately attempts to soak her team up to level 16. So this turret's going to go down. All ults are up for both teams right now. But Red Team does not want to fight until they can get their 16. And when Manticore comes out, this will be a lot more dangerous for Arrow. That percent damage is going to chunk out his health bar, and Bunker will have to pop out at that point. So Raka is now pushing Cawthon off the mid lane. There is this, and out comes the Apocalypse, but the Hawker gets kicked away, and so that has absolutely zero value. Strafe comes out, but the stun onto IT Cowboy by Arrow. No one was close enough to follow that up. This time it's Lunara and the Dragon Knight. A lot of damage, and here comes the Void Prison. If Arrow times this right, he is going to stun. They do get the stun on Vala. It's just funny to watch that stun go into the Void Prism and just be like, ah! But with Vala down, that does make defending this keep more difficult. Arthur now looks at Koala, but he's going to get grabbed by Diablo and take a ton of damage there. The silence does come out, which prevents any further... I will say Whole Foods Stukov has looked really good this game. These silence battles have really been in points that really help the team. It just really prevents Red from coming in. Koala had a spot they wanted to be to start that fight, but here comes another fight. A huge chunk of damage onto Li Ming, and that forces the Divine Shield out. But again, a perfect puddle right here, which lets them capture the camp. Raka does drop in Tomb, but it just misses. Now 16 are coming in for both teams. Doesn't go for Manticore, goes for punishment. I don't think this is the right call. Even for a W build, I think you have to take Manticore. But hey, I'm not the one picking Vala, so you do you, IT Cowboy. Benediction on the Uther will give more follow-up stuns, but we see this Void Slash build, increased damage and reduced cooldown means that after a Void Prison, we're going to see a ton of damage come out very quickly, and Lunara is starting to scale as well. When targets are slowed, rooted, or stuns, that's what her team does. So both teams getting stronger here. But again, in control of the match at the moment is Deny, Defend, Dehaka. They're going to rotate top. They're looking for Cawthon. Are they going to be able to grab him? They do flip him in. He's going to take a lot of damage. The W from Vala, the Disintegrate, he is going to eat down. Did he take Lurker Strain? He did not. Now comes the Entomb. Cawthon is going to die. No. Oh, but here comes the Apocalypse. They insist on killing the top laner, and they do as a 5-man, but that's going to leave their keep exposed. They were looking for an advantage, but now they're all forced to back. As with the siege camp here, it seems likely that they're just going to take down the keep. Line Bus is first in, but Arthanel's auto attacks do a lot of damage, and they lose bottom keep just to try and get the offlane. They do grab Zeratul. The silence comes out, and the damage from Lunara is onto this Diablo. He does have full souls, but 70 stacks. Increasing the damage by 2, that's 140 extra damage, plus the bonus damage 40, 180 extra damage. These Ws are starting to hit like a truck. Now, Raka does push the wave in, getting some damage on this top fort. Bottom is captured by Deny, Defend Dehaka, and top is captured by Cats on my keyboard. Cawthon, I can run outside of this bush. Yay! Enemy team, hell no, we're using every ult we got. That is what happened. But again, a death for a keep is pretty well worth it. They are going to stun Arrow. They're going to do a ton of damage here. He does pop the Pyromania trait with the Unstoppable, but Arthur jumps in Koala, takes half her health immediately. Out comes the Silence. The Divine Shield has to be popped. Koala is so low. Are they going to follow him? No, she's able to stay back. But now that means Diablo is all alone. He will be back in 5 seconds because he had 100 souls. He's down to 25 and much squishier. Arrow getting very low. The Line Bus is getting hit. Oh, a great combo on Arthur now, though, as he's low, as Werewolf is going to be the one to front these attacks now. Deny, Defend Dehaka has hit 20, and that allows them to be far more aggressive because they're more powerful. So we see the Bunker upgrade, we see the Shadow Mending, which gives our Zeratul a lot more sustain. So he's not really a 1v1 duelist Zeratul with the cleave abilities. This really is the team fight Zeratul build. We see Contagion, so isolation spreads to nearby enemies. Top off, intensifying Toxin. That also is incredible. Especially for this, Splintered Spear build. Yes, this is excellent. The more Lunara autos, the faster you get deaded, is basically how this works at level 20. And again, we see Vala pumping out crazy damage, and Lunara is starting to catch up, 59k to 56k. So Dragon Knight is just going to look straight at Core. Uther is dead for 2 more seconds. They're about to hit 20, and they would like to before this final fight. The Void Prison does come out, but then Arthanel is stunned by the Core. They're putting a lot of damage directly on the Core. They're going to focus it. Dragon Knight is taking a lot of damage already. Here comes the Apocalypse. The Bunker does come out from Arrow. They're just trying to stay alive long enough. Here comes the Leaping Lunar to finish off the Core, and that is Game 2 to Deny, Defend Dehaka, and the series 2-0 to them as well. GG. So an exciting match again, although this one from a little earlier on showed that Deny, Defend Dehaka took a lot of control with the comp that they had. And they really, really didn't give Cats on my keyboard an opportunity to come back into this game. They just tried to play as mistake-free as possible, and it became so difficult to find opportunities to get kills. I think their individual players played really well, but without the big mistakes letting them have a comeback into this game, I think the game state was controlled very well. I think Honestly, I think my MVP for this game is Whole Foods. The Stukov puddles were perfect. They were always perfect wherever they needed to be. And other than that, you didn't notice Stukov, which is a perfect Stukov. If the only time you notice him is during puddle, he's not dying. He's not, you're not yelling at him for not providing healing. I think Whole Foods had an amazing Stukov game this game. That's not to deny anyone else. I mean, IT Cowboy got crazy stacks on that W. Li Ming had some really good combos. I thought Linebus' Uther was good too, but I think Whole Foods knocked it out of the park on this Stukov game, and that's what led to this game to win, in my professional casterly opinion. So we don't have an option for an interview in a replay cast, but thank you so much to both of these teams for playing an entertaining series. I'm Omster. You can watch the VOD for 7 more days on Twitch because that's how they do it. You can also visit my YouTube, Omster. Same as my Discord name, and these things are in my Discord profile, and there's a link under the stream for the YouTube channel. Also, just a quick plug. I don't like doing plugs, but if we can hit 50 followers, we can get affiliate, um, which just makes it a little easier to find. And if people do want to support at that point, because I've had a few people mention it, then it becomes available as an option. Now, I'm not looking to add ads. I'm not looking to add sponsors. I do this just because I want to cast the games. But if that is something of interest to you, see if you can get you and your team to add some follows to the stream. And other than that, thank you so much, everybody. This has been a blast. And we'll see you again tonight for the Heroic Division. It's going to be Inting for Globes versus Blue and the Beta Males. Now, go enjoy yourself some HOTS. Thank you for joining me.